This is a quick review of where we are in Business Management 364. This is the UMUC class for the spring, second term 2013. And what I'm showing you right now is the syllabus. You should have gone through the course description, the course introduction. You should carefully have reviewed the course goals and objectives. What I want to do is spend a little bit of time right now on the mission, vision, social responsibility, strategic planning project that's due in week 2. If you have not already done it, you should have already identified the pair of companies that you want to work with. So you're either dealing with Whole Foods and Trader Joe's, or Southwest Airlines and JetBlue, or any one of these. Please do not select a company or a set of companies that's not one of these. You want to make sure you're doing the pair that one of the pairs that's been selected here for you to use. And in part 1, you are going to go to the website for the 2 companies that you've selected. You're going to go to both of their websites. You're going to scroll through, look at their annual report, and any other reliable source. So you can go to Business Week. You can go to other reliable sources that will allow you to find the mission statement of both companies as well as the vision statement. And you will want to make sure you have both of those documents. Now, you're going to review them. You're going to provide an analysis of them, what makes them good, what makes them bad, what things would you change. Make sure you fully support and provide rationale for why you would make these changes. Then in part 2, you're going to select one of the 2 that you had selected to review the mission or vision statement, or mission and vision, sorry. Then you're going to pick one of those. Don't pick another company. So you're not going to be talking about a third company, but one of the 2 that you previously dealt with in part 1, and you're going to focus on that company to talk about social responsibility. You'll also prepare a brief SWOT. Make sure that you're including at least 2 strengths, 2 weaknesses, opportunities, and 2 threats. So 2 of each. So you should have a total of 8. And don't just present each of these, but present them, explain them, support them. You want to make sure that you're writing a well thought out document. Now, this paper needs to be double spaced, 12-point font, and it needs to be between 5 and 6 pages. Now, that is excluding the reference page and the cover page. Everything needs to be in APA formatting. Please make sure you use APA for your in-text citations as well as your reference pages. It's critical that you do that. And you'll need to use the investor websites for both of these, as well as make sure that you use at least 2 other academic or highly respected business publications. So you should have a total of 4 references that you're using for this particular assignment. You need to make sure you're doing 4 of them. Make sure that it's done in APA format and that you submit this paper by this Sunday, March 31st, midnight Eastern. No exceptions. Must be submitted, and you must do it through the Web Tyco area. Now, once you get past that paper, next week I'll talk about the leadership scenario. I'm not going to spend any time in this video talking about that. But if you want to get started, the leadership scenario case is here. One thing I do want you to do is in terms of the group task. I've assigned the groups. There are 5 groups of 6 people each. Those groups have been set up in Web Tyco. You can go in, find your group, make sure you can access your group, and at least do initial introductions. I know that week 7 seems like it is a long way away, but it is not. It is critical that you all get started on this right now. I'll be providing some more detail around that next week in a brief video, but I wanted to make sure that you all are reaching out and making sure that you meet the folks in your team in your study group. I'm not going to talk about the final case study at all, but know that there is a final project due. This is an individual case study that's due in week 8, so we want to make sure we have all of that done. Now, before I close this quick 5-minute video for this week, I want to make sure you know that your conference participation overall in this class is worth 20% of your grade. 2.5% each week. So it may be very tempting not to do the online discussions, but remember, this is an online class. That is how we do our discussions. It's worth 20% total, and these are not if you miss them, you can't go back and make these up. So it's easy to say, oh, I'll just not do it this week, but losing that 2.5% points could be the difference between an A, a B, a C. So you want to make sure you do that. The last thing that I'm going to do this week, and again, I'm scrolling through the syllabus because I want to make sure that you all have gone through this, is every week you need to go in and see what's due. Last week, you were to read chapters 1, 9, and 10. You were to introduce yourself on the online conference, do your week conference for week 1, and review the beginning of the mission vision paper that's due this week. So what do you have to do this week? Glad you asked. In week 2, which is from March 25th through March 31st, you need to cover chapters 3, 5, and 7. You also need to be in your week 2 conference. In fact, initial responses are due today, which is Wednesday, March the 27th. And you also need to be making sure that your mission and vision paper is well done, well written, and I've already assigned your study groups. So those are the things you should be doing in week 2. Please take the opportunity now. If you have any questions, you all have my contact information. You know how to reach me. I certainly would encourage you to go into WebTyco and go through the private messaging option. That is probably the best way to do it. All right? Again, this is the video for week 2. Sorry that this video didn't get posted in week 1. We were trying to find a way to be able to post the video in WebTyco. That didn't work, so I'm providing this link for you, and you should be able to go out and get the link now. I encourage you to look at it because I'm only going to leave these links out on YouTube for about 2 weeks for each week, and then I'm going to take them down. So they're not going to stay out there in perpetuity. They're there for you to be able to review them, and if you have any questions, reach out to your instructor. Thanks, and have a great evening and a great rest of this week.